Hello and welcome everyone to today's special IEEE Education Week presentation, TryEngineering Volunteers Making an Impact in STEM. We are excited to have you join us. I'm Donna Schultz, Senior STEM Education Outreach Manager with the IEEE TryEngineering team. TryEngineering.org is a global STEM education platform powered by IEEE and connecting educators of school-age children to high-quality engineering resources, hands-on lesson plans, and real-world design challenges. TryEngineering is advancing STEM equity, inspiring future technologists, and supporting a diverse, skilled engineering workforce of tomorrow. We have two distinguished speakers who will be sharing their insights and how they are making an impact in STEM outreach today. There we go. I'm excited to introduce Tomislav Jagust and Stamatis Dragomanis. Tomislav is the current chair of the IEEE Pre-University Education Coordinating Committee, or fondly known as PECC. He is also the vice chair of the IEEE Croatia section. He is an assistant professor at the University of Zagreb and serves as the vice dean for students. His teaching focuses on programming and software engineering, while his research interests include technology-enhanced learning, game-based learning, personalized learning, pre-university STEM outreach, and engineering education. He has extensive experience in designing and implementing hands-on lesson activities for school-age children and is supporting teachers through both professional development as well as partnerships with local schools. For his work in the STEM outreach, he received a Croatia National Science Award in 2019. We are excited to have Tomislav. Welcome, Tomislav. I'm also excited to introduce to you Stamatis. He is the immediate past chair of the IEEE Pre-University Education Coordinating Committee, again, PECC. He is a software engineer with over 18 years of working experience in software development. He is currently a software architect at the Computer Technology Institute and in Greece. He has 12 years of experience teaching programming languages, algorithms, and data structures to students of a variety of ages and education levels. He is an inquiry-based learning enthusiast, and he strongly believes that soft skills development is one of the most important concepts that is missing in today's education system. He is also a skilled soft skill trainer and a certified professional scrub master. Stamatis is a senior IEEE member, a Volt graduate, an Eta Kappa new member, and an IEEE STEM champion. So welcome both Tomislav and Stamatis.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody.
So for today, we're going to ask you a few questions and have you both respond. So our first question today is, what IEEE STEM outreach programs do you engage in?
Okay, maybe I can start. I would like to move a bit back, few steps back into the past. I started my journey through the IEEE educational activities through the Teacher in Service program and some other activities that were started like 10 or more years ago. One of my first educational activities programs was that TISP event that was happening in Greece, and Stamatis was one of the hosts there. After that, I organized a number of Teacher in Service program and Teacher in Service program weeks events in my section. And also we had a lot of teachers, a lot of IEEE members, volunteers that went through this program, through those activities that we organized. And then they continued working, doing the same activities, the same lessons or similar lessons in their schools with their school children. After that, I had some other activities that I was included in the educational activities, like the Region 8 acceleration program, where we got some funding for something that we called Play to Learn. That was basically a program where we were trying to create different arcade games based materials, lessons, or activities for kids, where we combined the 80s arcade games and learning. And we also incorporated some of those activities into our lessons that we did later on through different programs in the IEEE Croatia section, or through some other means at our university, schools. I sent a lot of materials to different teachers that saw us on some science fairs or something similar. So they said, oh, this is great, let's do it also. I included a lot of members, IEEE members, my friends, my colleagues who helped me, and also students. Since I'm a university teacher, I have a number of students at different courses. We even have the science popularization course at our university, which I am the teacher at. So we also try to include those students into the those activities that we are doing. Okay, maybe I talked even too much now. Stamatis also has a lot of things to say.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Looks like I love seeing the photos of the hands-on activities of TryEngineering lessons. It's really cool. Thank you for sharing. All right, Stamatis, you're next.
Okay. Yeah, I'm involved in STEM outreach for so many years. Those two programs, this week and the acceleration programs, were founded when I was the chair of Region 8 Educational Activities Committee. So these are my intellectual childs. And I'm happy that people, were really using them and were holding great workshops. Can you, I can see the, yeah, can you advance once more?
One more.
To the next slide. Yeah. So the basic concept of all our STEM outreach activities is to engage the students into hands-on activities, to make them experience what the engineers actually do when they are trying to solve a problem. So this was one of the biggest kind of programs we had. Then it was renamed to Train the Trainer, where we were training volunteers and teachers on how to use those resources. Lately, we have created another program. It's called TryEngineering on Campus, where we're trying to partner with universities and hold camps where the students, the school-age children, go through all those activities and experience that engineering vibe, the way engineers operate, and they also have the chance to go to trips or visit the university labs so that they understand what the university student life is about. I've got this video for our audience to where it kind of describes what TryEngineering on Campus is. So I'll be quiet for the video to play, and then I'll continue.
Okay, here we go.
TryEngineering on Campus introduces students to engineering through multi-day programs held at universities worldwide. In partnership with local institutions, IEEE volunteers and professors guide students through a very engaging educational method called the engineering design process, helping them develop engineering habits. At IEEE, we are committed to inspiring curiosity and discovery. Engaging with engineering benefits all students, building resiliency, problem-solving skills, and creativity as they design, test, and refine solutions to real challenges. Each TryEngineering on Campus session is unique, drawing on the expertise and resources of the host university. At the University of Ioannina's Arta campus, students explored virtual reality in the campus lab. Other locations focused on artificial intelligence or mechatronics, while in all camps, the hands-on activities are the most significant part of the program. Students participate daily in design challenges that foster collaboration, critical thinking, and productive failure. Working in teams, they learn to evaluate progress, adapt, and improve their solutions together. Some programs also feature tours of local industries, giving students direct insight into engineering careers. Leadership and team-building sessions further prepare participants to face challenges with confidence. IEEE is a global organization of more than 480,000 members. Through TryEngineering on Campus, IEEE volunteers work alongside educators to share knowledge and inspire the next generation of innovators.
It's moving, isn't it? Anyway, okay. So yeah, that's the purpose. We want those students to become curious, intellectually curious. To yeah, you can advance to the next slide. Don't worry. To basically learn how to learn, and try to develop those skills that we engineers have. So another program that I was using, I was implementing here in Greece, was called Life as a Fairy Tale. Many people, you know, have strange feelings about the title, but whatever. So the basic idea is that a senior engineer, science or technician, will present his life to young children, and they will emphasize on a specific invention or technological advancement or whatever, so that afterwards, by sharing their life, they will create strong and positive emotions in the kids regarding this technology, and then the kids will work on that. Like, for example, in this one that's on the slide, we're talking about digital communications. My father, who was working on a ship when he was young, as a what's the English word? Radio communication engineer or something. Presented the Morse device, and then the kids tried to create such a device by using simple materials, and then they tried to understand the Morse code and send messages to each other. So it's hands-on again. I'm in favor of hands-on activities, but with a strong emotional context, to support their learning process. So yeah, that's what we volunteers of TryEngineering do, trying to engage the kids into such programs and let them be creative and understand what we engineers do. I hope I wasn't talking too much.
No, that's perfect, Stamatis. Thank you so much. I'm inspired, as usual, by seeing that video and the students being so engaged and having so much fun doing it, right? And to see TISP, the on-campus, as well as the Life as a Fairy Tale programs, these are all inspiring school-age children to become innovators, technologists, and engineers. And it's super cool to see this. Thank you so much. Awesome. All right, I have more questions for you. There's the next one. What TryEngineering resources specifically did you use in your STEM outreach in these programs that you just mentioned? Who wants to go first?
Maybe I can go again.
Sure.
I'm a big fan of IEEE TryEngineering lesson plans. I think that they are really great. Each of the lesson plans that I tried were different in a way, interesting. They were all of very good quality, and I was not really that much engaged in the IEEE educational activities at that moment, but I used some of those lesson plans for some of my activities, STEM outreach activities that I did, and really each time I would return to the tryengineering.org or trycomputing.org at that time and try to find some other interesting lesson. I was translating them into Croatian to reach as many teachers as we could. So I'm a big fan of TryEngineering lesson plans. This is my favorite. There are other resources, but if I have to pick a favorite, then it's definitely lesson plans.
Awesome. Thank you. That's great. I love seeing the photos. I think I see some catapults in there.
Yeah.
These are the adaptation of the skier lesson plan for preschoolers.
Yeah. Yeah, because these are young, really young students, ages around 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
5,
Yeah.
6,
Yep.
7.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Like that, I think a lot of people think that our lessons are for high school kids, older kids, you know, in the teenage years, but we go all the way down to, you know, 5 and 6. So cool.
These
Thank
are
you.
younger. These are maybe 4.
4?
These are in preschoolers.
Mhm.
But if you go to the next slide, all our lesson plans are the pedagogical approach is based on the engineering design process, and this works for younger kids too. I think that's our secret weapon. Let's say our lesson plans are based on that, and I think it would be interesting for our audience to watch this video.
Excellent. I will put it on. Here we go.
How do engineers come up with all the cool stuff we use every day? It's probably no surprise that they use a process, the engineering design process. The engineering design process is a series of steps that engineers use to guide the development of products and processes that improve our lives. This process is iterative, meaning they'll cycle through it multiple times, and failure is part of it. It's called productive failure, meaning engineers test, fail, and design over and over until they find the best possible solution. Engineers learn from failure and apply what they learn to their redesigns. Along the way, engineers document their design iterations, keep sketches of their ideas, and record measurements and calculations to keep track of each design. And they're always aware that there can be multiple solutions. Here's the engineering design process step by step. Step 1. Identify the problem. Your team must first understand the problem and why it's important to develop a solution. Identifying the criteria in the design challenge and considering any constraints is key to a successful solution. Step 2. Research the problem. Next, it's time to think about possible solutions and the needs of the people who'll be using the solutions. Research existing solutions and learn from experts who may be able to provide insight. Step 3. Develop possible solutions. Understanding that there may be many good solutions, brainstorm with your team. Not every solution has to be realistic at this point, so don't limit yourself. Use your imagination, be creative, and put every idea down. Step 4. Select the best possible solution. As a team, select the most promising solution that meets the criteria and constraints, and sketch your design. Step 5. Construct prototype. Design a prototype, a working model of your solution. You may need to design more than one if the prototype fails during testing. That's okay. With each prototype, learn from your failures and repeat earlier steps in the design process. Step 6. Test and evaluate solution. Test your prototype, collect and analyze data, and document your design strengths and weaknesses. Step 7. Redesign. Based on the results of your testing, make improvements and identify the changes you're making. The design process involves multiple iterations and redesigns. You'll likely test your solution, find new problems, make changes, and test new solutions before settling on a final design. Remember, communication within your team is important. It takes a team of engineers to solve problems. Every idea should be heard as you work together to develop the best solution. Finally, present your final solution to the class, demonstrating how you solved the problem. Share what you liked best about your solution, problems you encountered, and what you learned throughout the process. Celebrate the fact that you used the engineering design process to design a solution.
Yeah, and I would like to tell our audience, the teachers who are watching this video, to trust the process. I've been in like workshops that they believe that the kids won't make it. First of all, it doesn't matter if they make it or not, but they usually do. It's we've been surprised by the children's creativity and the way to do it. Like it's let so trust the process. They can do it. All our lesson plans are well thought, and many of them are tested to kids. So they can do it. But yeah, it's a very efficient pedagogical approach, I have to admit. um Yeah, and I don't know, Tamsla, would you like to tell us about the ebooks? I've used some; they're
You can
great. But
continue.
well, by working with a lot of IEEE volunteers, we've created those ebooks. Donna was leading that effort, and she can tell you more. But these books are of such a high quality about those fields like AI, semiconductors, oceanic engineering, etc. You, the kids have fun reading them. There are videos in there. There are examples. There are lesson plans that they can use. There are people that they even print them out and give it to the children. The semiconductors book, I have to admit that it's popular amongst university students because it's so good and so well done. So this is one of the resources that I use in my workshops. So yeah, I don't know if Donna, you would like to add something about the ebooks?
No, I think the only thing that I'd like to just share is that those were developed in partnership with our technical societies and or experts in those fields, as Stamatis already mentioned. So we were able to talk about high-tech stuff, but at a level that is appropriate for school-age children. So targeting that middle school age. So like, let's see, like ages 10 to 14, targeting that middle bracket. And yeah, they have, as Stamatis mentioned, they have various engagement points. So there's a wealth of resources for you educators and volunteers doing STEM outreach. There's a ton in there for you. Go ahead, Stamatis, on to your next resource that you want to share.
And of course, something that I'm always using either on my social media or when I'm talking to students is our YouTube channel. It has everything about STEM outreach, like videos from the STEM Summit, from the presentations of the STEM Summit, videos for our lesson plans from the camps. Everything is in there. It is both for your students and for you to learn things. There are great stuff in there.
Maybe only we didn't mention the STEM Summit is the conference. That's the online conference happening usually in October. So if you are not already didn't apply, will soon publish all the details. Each STEM Summit is very interesting with a lot of different topics, a lot of different interesting speakers. So if you are once more not already there, you have to be this year. Maybe we can go to the next slide. Okay, this is something very important. I already mentioned something, and maybe Stamatis and Donna will add more. But really, for me, the great thing and something that really makes an impact in STEM is all the IEEE volunteers, all the IEEE members that I'm including, which are basically my helpers, or they are doing it all by themselves sometimes in those activities. So that way we are reaching for more and more people. We are including the teachers and more students, older students helping younger students, and so on. And for me, the student members are of great help. As I said, I am the university teacher, so I have the I can reach them quite easily. Maybe for some other volunteers, that's not the option. But then there are other options that you could also reach to. For example, the STEM champions. Maybe Stamatis and Donna will add something interesting about the STEM champions, because this is also one of our programs that we are very proud of.
Yes, I agree. The relationship between IEEE volunteers, our network is something amazing. You can probably find an IEEE volunteer who's passionate about pre-U university STEM everywhere in the world. And the champions probably are the ones that are that have done so much work on STEM outreach that we want to recognize. That's why after their applications and a very robust judging process, we select some to become our champions. But everybody counts. Everybody matters in this effort, because especially now with AI and everything, it's absolutely necessary to engage those kids in that thought process, that awakening of their curiosity, letting them be resilient to failure, develop their critical thinking, and all those skills that are absolutely, they used to be called soft skills. I think now they're essential skills. They're absolutely needed in what's coming in the future. So yeah, connect to each other, help each other to facilitate those events and workshops and everything. It's absolutely crucial. And thank you, whoever is doing this.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for sharing all the resources. And I love that we're closing out the section on what resources we're using with our volunteers. I just have to put a exclamation point there, as I'm working with we have two amazing volunteers with us today. It's without them, we wouldn't be running high quality programs, wouldn't have high quality content. So yeah, so the volunteers are subject matter experts. There are champions, our ambassadors of why bringing STEM down to the lower age groups matters. You know, we want that diverse workforce, and by bringing it down lower, it absolutely matters. So thank you so much. So we just spent time talking about all the great resources that we have, the resources that you're using in your STEM outreach, but let's talk now about impact. Let me get that for you. How do you measure impact for your programs?
That's a hard one. That's a hard one. It's hard to measure it sometimes. to make a good measurement of your what is the result of your activities, right? Sometimes the results are seen only 10 years or even more after you did something, right? So, for example, if you are doing some STEM outreach with young children, then maybe 15 years later, you can see the impact of your activities, and you can ask those grown-up people, what was the key motivator for you to start doing this and that, and then now receiving the Nobel Prize? And then they will say, oh, I was at your workshop when I was in the kindergarten. So of course, this didn't happen to me yet, but I'm still hoping. But it's hard to measure. Of course, you can. There are some ways to measure the impact. There are some ways to measure the satisfaction or the change in some motive or something like that in kids. You can do a questionnaire. You can do some pre-post tests to see how much they learned, because for example, each of our lessons has some learning objectives. So you could check how much did kids learn doing the lesson and playing through the lesson. So yes, there are some ways, but still this is a very hard question to answer.
Yeah, and of course, in order to measure the impact, first of all, you have to set the goals so that you understand if you whether you've achieved them and in what extent. So, for example, if the goal is to develop those soft skills, you can kind of measure it like in a short-term way. But if the goal is to convince the kids to become engineers, you have to follow them through their school life and see whether they they enrolled in a engineering school or not. So I think that for starters, our goal is to let those kids understand what engineering is, which I guess we can measure with a survey or a questionnaire or something. Then to ignite their intellectual curiosity, develop their soft skills, which it's difficult to measure, but it can be measured. And then hopefully, with our like new efforts, maybe we could, it's not easy because there are also legal issues, but if we could track their advancement, their progress, and see if they become engineers or technicians or even scientists, that would be great. Another way is to after an event to kind of look at their eyes, if they're like on fire or not, if they're lit or not. I've got this video from a kid that participated in the latest camp in Greece. I want you to check what he's saying and his mother is saying, and we will continue afterwards.
Γεια σας, με λένε Αλέξη Καραγιάννη και είμαι 13 χρονών.
Pause. There are subtitles.
Τι θέλεις να μεγαλώσεις? Θέλω να γίνω κτηνίατρος επειδή...
Can you add the subtitles because it's in Greek? I don't think that anybody understands.
What if I... Oh, here, let's see. Is it... There we go. Let's see. Can I see this now? I'll go back?
Yeah, but...
Okay, hold on. I just had it. Okay, on. Let's see.
Γεια σας, με λένε Αλέξη Καραγιάννη και είμαι 13 χρονών. Και τι θέλεις να γίνεις όταν μεγαλώσεις? Θέλω να γίνω κτηνίατρος επειδή μου αρέσουν πολύ τα ζώα.
Είμαι η μαμά του Αλέξανδρου και αποφάσισα να έρθει στο ΚΑΜΠ γιατί ο Αλέξανδρος είναι πολύ δραστήριος, του αρέσουν πάρα πολύ οι υπολογιστές και γενικά ασχολείται με πάρα πολλά πράγματα.
Θέλω να μου πεις τα χόμπι σου.
Μ' αρέσει να παίζω μπάσκετ, να παίζω drums και μ' αρέσει να παίζω και PlayStation.
Τελικά, αφού ήρθες, πώς σου φαίνεται?
Είναι ωραίο γιατί εγώ κανονικά στήθηκα να γίνει κτηνίατρος, αλλά μου έχει αλλάξει η γνώμη με το ΚΑΜΠ.
Γύρισε κατενθουσιασμένος και του άρεσαν πάρα πολύ όσα έμαθε σε όλη τη διάρκεια.
Και αν γινόταν του χρόνου, θα ξαναρχόσουν?
Θα ξαναρχόμουν και να γινόταν και ένα μήνα, θα ξαναρχόμουν.
Και του άρεσε πάρα πολύ ο προγραμματισμός, δεν βαρέθηκε καθόλου και κάθε μέρα μου έλεγε και κάτι καινούριο που κάνατε.
So yeah, if you listen to a kid saying that he wanted to do something else and now he's considering like becoming an engineer, or he likes coding, or he was excited, or then I don't know, I guess that's like a way to measure impact. So yeah, we've got many such videos, and many kids have like feel this way after our workshops. I'm sure Tomislav can tell you hundreds of such stories with students from Gracia.
Yes, I also had some nice stories. Unfortunately, we don't have a video, but we had many students that came to some of our activities that we did. When they came at the first, they were like, some of them were more or less interested, and most of them were very happy when they were leaving because they learned something new, they had fun, they met some new friends. And even though maybe some of them, they said, no, I'm still not interested in becoming an engineer, but I definitely learned something. Maybe I learned something of the way of thinking. So this will help them in their life, right? Because computational thinking or algorithmic thinking that are also developed through those lessons are something that everybody needs in today's life. It really doesn't matter if you become an engineer later in your career or you choose some other path. If you gain some of those skills, it will be easier for you in life. Those are the skills that are really needed in today's world by everyone.
Excellent. Here, let me think you had.
Yeah, on the next slide, I've got a questionnaire.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah, we basically ask the kids if they understood what engineering is, if they met an engineer, if they feel that they can be an engineer, etc., so that we understand if we ignited this curiosity. And I have to admit that the results that we're having, like from these questionnaires after our workshops, are great. In our latest workshop, we had 4.3 out of 5 in most of the questions there, like as an average. So yeah, I think the method is working. That's what I'm trying to say. So next slide. This is the video in the next slide is also from a camp. it's an overview, but there are some kids saying that they enjoyed and their parents sharing their experience. So let's watch this and then we'll see.
Αυτές τις 7 μέρες το παιδί μου έρχονταν στο σπίτι χαρούμενο, μετά από μια πολύ δύσκολη χρονιά, μετά από μια σχολική χρονιά, γυρνούσε στο σπίτι με περισσότερες πληροφορίες, τις οποίες επεξεργαζόταν.
Παλιά δεν μου άρεσε η πληροφορική, αλλά τώρα πλέον μου αρέσει. Έχει φτάσει πολύ ωραία.
Όλα ήταν το ένα καλύτερο από το άλλο, θα έλεγα.
Αυτό με την νομίζω πως τέλειο.
Γνωρίσουμε μια ωραία αίσθηση και η μέρα κυλούσε πιο ωραία. Η εμπειρία αυτή για μένα ήταν πρωτόγνωρη, επειδή στην ΑΚΑ δεν έχουμε τις δυνατότητες που μπορεί να βοηθούσε κάποια άλλη πόλη. Κάναμε πράγματα που δεν θα κάνουμε το άλλο φοιτητές. Οι φοιτητές ήταν εκπληκτικοί.
Μια πάρα πολύ ωραία εμπειρία που θα συνηθίσει παιδί.
Μου άρεσε πάρα πολύ ο τρόπος με τον οποίο γίνονται τα μαθήματα.
Χαιρόμουν που έβλεπα το κορίτσι μου να γυρνάει χαρούμενο στο σπίτι και ενθουσιασμένο.
I have to say that some kids were dragged to the camp. They didn't want to come, but their parents, kind of forced them. And then they had so much fun that they were saying that they would do it like every year. It's so I think that, and as you've probably noticed, most of the activities were lesson plans that are on our website. And for some of you, it might seem like something essential. I mean, what's so special about it? But as this girl said, there are areas in the world that don't have the chance to, the kids don't have the chance to experience such activities. And our activities on TryEngineering are designed in a way that you don't need like expensive materials or high-speed internet, etc. With everyday materials, you can have lesson plans that are super impactful and very effective. So, yeah, basically, those camps are a demonstration of the impact those lesson plans have.
Thank you so much. Again, those videos are so inspiring. I want to thank you for sharing that. Impact is not just about like the number of people that attend your event, the number of students that attend your event. It's about helping students perceive that they too can see themselves as a STEM professional. and learning those soft skills that you talked about, both you, Stamatis and Tomislav, those soft skills, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, problem solving, computational thinking, right, are fundamental. And that even if they choose not to become a STEM professional, it will benefit them in their life. So thank you so much for sharing all of that. We actually are moving to, I believe, our Q&A session. I think we've finished our questions for today. And I do see a few questions. Let me move one.
Yes, I counted 3, if I'm correct.
Oh, there's 3 here. This one I saw on how can we join these efforts? Someone was asking.
Yes. Well, first of all, you can become a STEM champion, and then you can help us with all of our activities. Also, we always need the IEEE members who would like to give some of their time and energy to help us in different programs. For example, we have the on-campus program, Stamatis already mentioned, and we saw a few videos of that. So if you are in a position that you can organize something like that on your local university campus, that would be great to organize the activity like that. You can join our efforts by simply going to the TryEngineering.org, scrolling through different lesson plans, find an interesting lesson plan, and then see where could you or with whom you could do those lessons. So, for example, in your local code club, or with some students, if you're, for example, have some connections in school, or maybe you're a school teacher or similar. So there are many different ways.
And to kind of connect this question with another one that's coming, the easiest way is to make the teachers aware of those resources, like in your kids' school. You can just tell the teachers, you know what, you can go to tryengineering.org and check the lesson plans there. You can use them. They're you don't need to pay like a fortune in materials. It's easy. You can then in your local library go and create groups, like, I don't want to call them STEM class, but groups where kids gather and go through those lesson plans in your local community. I mean, in order to join this effort, you need to start engaging young kids, right? So and then we can support you in this effort by providing resources, by providing guidance, etc. Of course, how do we make teachers aware of our offering? It's always the toughest thing, because of many legal how do we call them, anyway, due to legal stuff, etc. We need to try to engage students, teachers. We go to conferences, we promote our material online, but we need your support on that. Like, I mean, our network is the biggest asset, I think.
I created my network. I started with teachers in my former high school, so I knew those teachers. I reached out to them, and we started organizing some events. So as I said, I'm working at university, so in a way we are interconnected with high schools, with secondary schools. So this helped. We also have the agency in our country which coordinates the lifelong learning activities for teachers in the primary and secondary schools. So what I did, I applied to organize an event, which is a lifelong learning event for the secondary or high school teachers, and I organized it at my university. So the teachers would get some points for attending those workshops. And it was also a way for me to promote the TryEngineering lesson plans, for example. So we gathered on a Saturday morning. We went through 2 or 3 different lesson plans. And then, of course, I had a short presentation and I said, oh, you can also do this with your kids. All the materials are here. As I said, I translated some of them. So I provided also the translated versions in our language. And many of those teachers reached out to me later, like a few weeks or a few months later, with some photos of the activities that they did in their classrooms with their students.
Yeah, there are volunteers that are doing excellent job in promoting those materials, like Tomislav does. In Tunisia, there's an MOU between the Ministry of Education and IEEE, and those lesson plans are included in the official curriculum in Malaysia too. So, yeah, it's up to us, the volunteers, to promote our resources as much as possible, even in such a high level, like with MOUs between IEEE and the ministries. Like, it's up to us.
We have another question. It says, so far what I've heard, it is safe to open the mind. Oh, sorry. So far what I've heard, is it safe to open the mind of younger students to hard skills more than the soft skill, like interpersonal relationship and academic debates, not related to STEM?
Well, I would say that you have to find some balance, right? Because for very young students like the kindergarten kids, the development of their social skills or soft skills is very, very important. And this is really something that the kindergarten teachers are working like 95% of the time on developing, on socializing the kids, right? So if you come to the kindergarten every now and then and introduce some hard skills to them, that's perfectly fine. Of course, you should make the balance. This is the most important part.
They're not soft skills anymore. They're essential skills. And if I had to pick one, I'd pick resilience to failure. I mean, especially now that the attention windows of the kids is so small and they are disappointed like that, learning to be persistent and to try again and again until you make it is a skill that they will need whether they become an engineer or not. We need to teach our kids to be persistent, to learn how to learn, to think. These are essential skills. And I wouldn't mind not teaching any hard skills at all, as long as we make them develop those skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, resilience to failure and adaptability, being agile are critical, right? Yep. We have a few more questions for you guys, and I know we only have time for 2. Someone is asking, yeah, the cycles to apply. Hold on, about STEM champions. Are there cycles to apply to be a champion? Can you elaborate a bit more on this? You guys want to elaborate on the STEM champion program?
Who's going to answer? Maybe I can give you a short introduction. Our idea of the STEM champions program is twofold. From one side, we really want to make the community of IEEE volunteers, IEEE members who are more active and willing to devote some of their time and energy into fulfilling some of our global goals, right? And on the other hand, we want to give the recognition to those people who are doing it, right? So that's why we created the Champions program, to, in a way, show some recognition and show that we really are very, very thankful and grateful to have the IEEE members who are very active, and they're investing their knowledge, their time, their energy into those things. So yes, you can apply. Maybe Donna, you have some dates and some other details about the program that you can share.
Mm-hmm. So you'll be seeing some announcement in August to begin submission. So we'll be getting stuff out probably July, June, with announcements on that. But be on the lookout for an August submission for STEM grants. I mean STEM Champion program.
Champions.
Yeah.
And it's for individuals, not universities, because there's another question afterwards.
All right. One final one, we've got just 4 minutes. What's the best way to localize the lesson plans that IEEE offers for kids in marginalized regions, and they're specifically calling out Africa, where real-world applications for them in areas like robotics are still few and emerging?
You want to do it, Tomislav?
Well, I can. So basically what I did, I just translated it, right? I didn't have any special tool or anything like that. I used, of course, Google Translate to help me, and then I fixed it a bit. I did it locally, and that's it. Later on, we had some ways of letting somebody else aware of that we translated some materials into Croatian, so they could be reused by anyone else who is interested in local translations. What we also have, you can of course use the automatic translation in your browser to translate the pages that you need in at the tryengineering.org. Or if you need any special help for some lesson materials or something else, you can always send an email, and then we'll see what we can do, if we could provide you maybe some different format or something else that you need to adopt those materials to be of best use for you.
Yeah, there are 130 lesson plans on our website. Search through our very sophisticated search function and find something that might interest the students of that region. Is it, I don't know, what, maybe robotics, something, whatever you think that the students will be interested in, and then translate it. And then, since we are a community, share it with us, because other people of this that are using the same language might be interested, and we can save them some time and effort. So yeah, what I'm doing in Greece is selecting lessons that the kids might be excited about. Like one of them is the how to build your own robot arm, or another one about rockets, etc. And since kids are excited about them, I translate them and implement them, and of course send it back to the team so that we can have the lessons more accurately translated, because currently they're translated through the Google Translate of your browser, but being translated by a local might be much better.
Well, thank you so much. We actually are out of time today. Thank you for your time, Stamatis and Tomislav, and for answering all these questions. I just want to note that there are some questions. If you have further questions that we didn't get to answer, please let us know, and we'll try and get back to you. I have been putting in some links into the chat for you. I want to just close out with one final link, which is our newsletter. Somebody was asking how do we let teachers know what's going on. We recommend that anyone, teachers and volunteers, that you sign up for our newsletter. That's where you'll find out about our IEEE programs. Yeah, it's a monthly newsletter, and we would love for you to join that and join our community, so you can stay abreast of all these exciting things that Stamatis and Tomislav are talking about, programs like the STEM Summit, the Champions on campus, and more. So with that, thank you so much again. We appreciate it. Happy IEEE Education Week. Thank you again, Stamatis and Tomislav, and thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful afternoon and evening and morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.